I can try if you let me. With our lives I am bleeding. Who am I without stories that aren't mine? What I did to achieve you gave me air, thought I had to. I'm untrue, it's not pretty, the truth hurts. And you stayed on the ground while I was high.
I've gotten quite a lot of feedback on yesterday's video, which is interesting because to me, I thought the video I was making was about finally getting our garden beds, getting the space for our garden beds started, put together. After all the work we've done in that area and all the time I've been waiting to get help and put together. And that was super exciting for me. And I really thought that that was the main topic of yesterday's video. And I threw in there towards the end, just because it happened yesterday, that I got to try using an axe to split wood for the first time in my life. And I kind of just added it in casually. It was a significant moment for me because I didn't think I could do it. And I figured, well, we've been doing this long enough to know that I can video record it, and if it doesn't turn out well, I don't have to include it at all. Or I can edit it or whatever, because that's the medium we work with. So I recorded it, and it was fine, so I decided to put it in. It didn't really show to me the significance and impact it had for me to be able to do that. I don't know that splitting wood is something that I can continue to do on any regular kind of basis, because I seriously have to be careful not to hurt my back. I already have enough problems in that area. But I probably can do some if my son helps me out and saves, the stuff that's dry and has a straight grain and such for me. And that's a huge, huge deal to me. There's so much that needs to be done on this homestead that I really thought that I can't do. I'm torn sometimes on finding where the line is between what I can't do, what I shouldn't do, and what I can do if I'm careful when your body is compromised in some way. You have some sort of disability or pain issues or whatever. You learn ways to deal with it and get through the things that you need to do in life, and not repeat the mistakes that you make so that you don't hurt yourself again. In 2017, in January, I took my daughter to class one day at the local community college. She was still in high school, but taking some college classes. In Oregon, there's a program you can get some dual credit. She only had one class that day. It was only about a 40-minute class, or an hour. So I drove her, and I was just going to wait in the car, and everything was fine. We drove there, and she went inside, and then shortly after she went inside, I was sitting in the car, and I was knitting. Wasn't really moving around. I had music playing, and suddenly this wave of pain started to grow in my lower back on the left side, where the sciatic nerve is. And I thought, well, that's really weird. I'm not even doing anything. So I got out of the car and stood up, stretched out, and tried to fix it, and it wouldn't go away. I tried for well over a year. Different stretches, exercises, resting it, heat, ice, whatever, elevation of my legs, anything. Every time I thought it's finally calmed down, it's gone away, I'm not having any more pain or anything. If you're familiar with sciatic pain, for the most part, it's not a constant pain. It's a shooting pain, and it's extremely intense. It's like an electrical current goes off in your body, and it shoots, down through your buttocks and leg, whatever side it's on. It's a pinched nerve issue. Every time I thought it had calmed down, maybe it had healed, and I don't have this issue anymore, then I'd be going about my day normally, and all of a sudden it's like lightning striking again. A good portion of 2018, I struggled still against the sciatic nerve pain. It's not the only pain I dealt with, do deal with. And you wouldn't think it would be such a big deal, but you learn to walk a certain way so that you don't agitate it. You learn not to bend in a certain way, or you just carry yourself completely differently, and it affects other parts of your body. Then I have osteoarthritis in my knees, and they also tend to dislocate. Unrelated issues. I've had dislocating knees since I was a child, but because I had to walk differently, and especially I was favoring one side, all of your muscles and tendons and ligaments, they all start to stiffen up and shorten, and it becomes even more difficult to do basic things. Like stretch to reach for something, turn and reach for something. Towards the end of 2018, in September, we closed on our property here, and we bought a new bed. The simplest of things. We knew that our old bed was bad, but I did not realize how much it was contributing to my problems. The new bed we bought is not expensive or fancy. We bought the mattress at Costco, but it made a huge difference, and the sciatica healed, and pain went away eventually. It was sore for some time, almost like that entire area was bruised. And I'm still very careful not to do anything to injure it, but this year, in 2019, after having gone through almost a year using the new bed and having some of those pain issues reduced, and then we got the dog, and I was forced to be more active, and I realized that she was growing very quickly and gaining weight very quickly, and I had to be stronger in order to manage her. So I started stretching more before I work with the dog, and walking more with her. being out in the dog yard too. And even though I'm not the only one managing her, I have managed, just with that addition, to lose some weight. About 13 pounds over a couple of months. It's not a ton of weight, and I'm stalled at another plateau. But it was enough that I could move more. There's just less of me in the way. And so for a couple months now, I have been almost back to where I was in 2017 before the sciatica hit. I can move more. I am not as afraid of hurting myself if I move, and I realized recently that a lot of these things that I've been waiting for help with, I might actually be able to do. I don't think I still can do them without help entirely, but at least I can contribute. I can start. So, swinging that axe yesterday, it was a big deal to me. I didn't think anybody else would care. Homesteaders split wood all the time. Hurting or not, well into old age. But I didn't think that I could. Somebody said that they cried when I split that wood. And I said, really? I didn't think anybody would think splitting wood was a big deal. And she reminded me, there's lots of people like me who are limited and fighting their way to a better state of being, who don't think they can do it either. For any of you out there who might be in that position, I encourage you to try some new things once in a while, carefully. You might be surprised what you can do. That's all I've got for you today. We'll see you on the next video.
Try if you let me. Without lies, I am bleeding. Who am I without stories that aren't mine? What I did to achieve you gave me air, thought I had to. I'm untrue, it's not pretty, the truth hurts. And you stayed on the ground while I was high. Yes, you've been here before, you closed the door. Now I don't know what to say, I expect you to leave. I deserve to be unheard, but I want you to see that you are the reason why I try. I don't know what you're thinking, but I know how you're feeling. I have crushed and burned someone before, and now I'm afraid of the person I'm pretending to be. But I'm more afraid to tell you I'm less than you see. And I know when I let go right now, I'm gonna turn you against me. 'Cause baby,